Okay, guys, you know how I like my wily rabbits? Wily. So this brings up all kinds of fun stuff for the Senate today in terms of the math class or the psychological graphing indexes of total time and
hospitals to boardrooms.
For too long, our stories have been erased.
how we setting it up.
We've been
What
fetishized.
do we know from our position that it was doing?
Murdered.
No.
We will always
That's
speak out
the question,
against
isn't it?
violence and
What was it
discrimination
doing? We can't know unless you pull
wherever
out.
it occurs.
Can't pull out because it'll change
That's
the
why the
index of
Asian
what it
American
was. Only thing you
Foundation
could say,
has
and
come
this is
together.
definitely a push in a forward direction.
Million Asian Americans
That's why
in
you
Pacific
move any
Islanders
troops or pull or push.
support.
Well, Afghan military officials claiming U.S. troops left Bagram Airfield in the middle of the night without telling the base's new commander. This after spending nearly 20 years in that region. Meanwhile, China looking to ramp up
I
its
remember
involvement in
Dave when I
Afghanistan
was
with the
the
U.S.
last of the
completing
brothers
its
to
final
stand at
troop
the SAW.
withdrawal.
One of
Afghan
the
officials
ones that
reportedly
started
have
in
become more
there
engaged
before me.
with Chinese leaders
They
on
never
a
gave him an
potential deal for
opportunity
Beijing to
on the
invest in
saws and stuff
Afghanistan's
like that, but I
infrastructure.
eventually got him
Bring in Florida Congressman, House Armed
where he
Services
was
Committee member,
programming
and former Green
saws,
Beret Commander
operating
Michael
equipment.
Waltz. Michael, good
Part
morning.
was I didn't have a choice. I had to
Hey, good
have it
morning.
if I had to
So,
get it because I still
first off,
wasn't developing
Bagram
the
Air
technique,
Base.
trying
We
to
were there
figure
for
out how to
20
best set
years.
that up. But eventually I got it in one day.
Basically, the Afghani government is saying
But what happened
that
was
they
is I
got
took
no
a day
notice.
off. I
They
took
couldn't get in there
just
fast
one
enough.
day
We've
off.
got
You know,
now
it's like,
reports
man,
that the
I'm
base
dying out
was
here.
looted
I know you're
overnight
working the
because
shovels
the
and doing stuff.
Americans
And if you would have
left in the
just
middle
jumped
of the
in the
night.
machine
Can
that day, it would have
explain
been
what's
a
going
lot
on there?
easier. Started to graph that
Yeah, the
difference.
base,
It's
which
one
is
thing to
the
say, you
major
know, I
air
wouldn't have got
base
that pay.
every
I like Dave.
serviceman
He was a good
and
guy.
women entered.
But he
when
wound
they
up
first
quitting
came
that
into
night.
Afghanistan, the last thing that they saw when they
That's
left
why I
was
wound
a-
up one
was
man in it
the
after that set.
hub, the key
Just
component
after all
of
that.
our involvement in
Maybe that's
Afghanistan
enough
in
for
the
you to
last
get
20
it there,
years.
but for me, that's not a it's not a positive.
Closed
It's
with
definitely not a
barely
positive
whimper,
when
by
that
the
happens.
Biden administration.
I generally go
And
by
it's
the
critical in
indexes.
many ways. You know, the Taliban
If
is
you
on
fail,
the march
I
right
fail.
now. They have the momentum.
Right, that means we
And
missed
without
something
our air power
huge
in the region,
inside of it. So
I
hopefully,
expect
this
that
is
to
starting to be
continue, and the
over a
intelligence
20-year
community
military
and the
thing.
U.S. military has been very
Yeah,
clear
all
that
right.
they
No, I
expect Al-Qaeda
would
and
bank
ISIS,
on those kinds of numbers
to be
moving
on
one
the
at a
march to
time,
come
or
surging
force
back in the wake
multipliers
of
by
that Taliban
gravity
advance. So
on
I think we're going to see
what
a
happens
repeat of
inside
what we
here.
saw when Obama pulled
A
out
lot
of
of what I
Iraq too
see in the
soon,
Sharps
without
case when
really
I'm
a
saying
plan to
soldier
keep a lid on
wouldn't matter
things there,
really,
to
would
keep
it? It would
stability
be.
there. And that led to, as
So
we
if
now
those
know,
things were in there like
ISIS,
that, I could go,
the
let's go over
caliphate
there
the size
and
of
see if
Indiana,
that's what that
attacks
is
across
on
Europe, inspired
what a graph,
attacks in the
and then
United
that
States.
should be
This terrorism
by
problem is
different
going to
accents.
follow
It
us
should
home,
be
and the
by
Biden
different areas. I shouldn't
administration
necessarily
doesn't
see
have
a bunch of
plan,
little Marines running
for
around over
continued
there that are
counterterrorism
half
presence
this and half
to
that
protect
in Black
women,
Hole. You know what I mean?
or to
That's
protect our
not
local
necessarily the nature of
allies,
that thing,
Afghan
but there certainly
interpreters that
can be
have fought with us and now have
circumstances
a
where
bullseye on their backs.
it's sensible.
It's
That's
going to
totally
lead to
sensible. It's
absolute
fair look at
chaos
the
in
region. But I'll be honest with you, I want to talk about that sexual fundamental failure behavioral
So
test,
you're
tall horse,
telling me
white
that
horse,
after
pretty
the
horse on the
billions
farm
of
over here
dollars we've spent
about
over the last
graphing
20
energy and
years,
times
the thousands of American
and systems. Now,
lives
it's
that
not
have been
something that we
lost
do.
in that region,
But we can certainly pose
that
out
there's
that
another
paper
civil
trade
war
being the
coming?
reason while doing certain
That's right,
graphs
there's another civil
about
war, and in the wake of that chaos,
there's a lot
terrorism,
of
half the
inches
world's
in
terrorist
here that
organizations
have
exist
different colors,
in that
flavors,
Afghan-Pakistani
spectrums,
border
systems,
region. It will come
timelines.
roaring back, and our
Gunny's
intelligence
probably
is clear
locked
they
up
do
somewhere
intend to
inside
attack
here,
the
and
West
I'm
again,
sure if
so
he
we're going
fucked
to be
enough
right
of their
back
wives, it
to
would not matter.
2001, except
It's
the
just the
difference
math.
with Iraq is we
And
don't have any other bases in the region. We don't have
well, when you say withdraw from anything really in that case,
we have China, Russia, Iran. And,
well, is
Pakistan.
right now the
So,
husband come
our
home in
special operators
Afghanistan?
that have
Probably
to go
not.
back
Even if
in
it
are
was, I
gonna
think
have to do so
I gotta
with
be
no
fair
bases in their
here.
local
I
allies.
don't mean to be
That
disrespectful,
means a loss
but
of
we
more
won.
American soldiers. That's why we argued to keep
But then
a small
again,
presence there
was
going
he really the
forward
best
to
guy
train the
for
Afghan army.
Afghanistan
They're
at the
ones out
time?
there doing the fighting, but they need our support and they need our air power.
It's hard for me
And
to
the
tell
Biden
here. I'm just
administration
saying
obviously
that's where I would
ignored
begin
those
the
pleas
math
from you and from
for
your
something like this
colleagues.
because they are.
And
They're
then
really.
what
I don't
about
mean to
the
me it's the
Taliban?
Murphy
Because they've
Joker.
now got a new
It's an
source of
inch. It's
income.
this
They're
is
seizing
your
that
new
trade gateway
this is your new
that goes
Roman
into
foot. You know what I mean?
Tajikistan. They're
It's like if
collecting
that is
customs
all I
revenues,
had,
customs
and I had to
revenues.
figure out
That's
10 of
in the Journal
those
this
to make
morning.
a
I mean, do you
meter
expect
or
to see
something.
more of
Well, well, then that's congruent inside of the system. It's a little harder when you get into milliliters, into milligrams, you know what I mean? That's a different type of solid state chemistry into gases, or different stoichiometric ratios of putting carbon dioxide through water or sulfur dioxide through water to create sulfuric acid. You might want to purify it after that in a distillation. But you know, this is that patrol in there. Remember, this is just beakers cleaning the graduated cylinders by any different standard, and they all have the same test. And we have to make sure that, you know, wherever we go, we're building that standard. And I don't mind that it's Afghanistan's or anybody else's at that point, as long as it carries that basic flag with it, because I hope it is yours, and one day I'd love to see at the games running the top end of it. But it's a superpower over there with a whole military that it's going to take a little time. But I could certainly see Japan after Hiroshima. You know what I mean? I could certainly say, you know, well, Tojo out there speaking in ancient Japanese about what was going on. You gotta be careful, you know. You gotta be.
Really tells the world the U.S. is not really interested in
I'd see the
global
graph.
security.
I mean,
Congressman,
right.
I wanted two things. One, a micro question: is the